Oh, X. It says, I have a confession. Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan Thee Stallion, if you don't know. They've paid off all the jury members to convict Tory, and they bribed the judge too. Jay-Z did a verse for his grandson's new album. Whose grandson? The judge?
The judge. I
That's
want to
crazy.
hear that. I want to hear that shit.
They paid off Megan's doctor to lie about the bullet fragments. She was never shot. The LA police were all on Jay's payroll, and it doesn't stop with LA. But you're not ready to hear that part. The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid him to do that? You already know the answer to that.
Oh, he's going crazy.
The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, all paid by Rock Mafia.
Oh,
Jay
no.
also paid Trump not to pardon Tory, even though it's a state case. Trump can only pardon federal cases, but knowing Trump likes to bend the
law.
I guess, I don't know, it cut off after that.
Okay.
And
So
everything else is just a tweet.
what do you think about that, Marsh?
Man, I'm very curious to know what was his motivation to all of a sudden spill the beans if he was getting paid, because then that means he's implicated in the situation too, right? To a certain degree, because he's
I
getting
mean,
paid.
he said, I have a confession. So either this is like real some crazy shit. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, this is real crazy because like for him to put his neck out there just made himself the biggest target.
I'm about to say, not to mention that if he has all of these connections with these judges and the person that apparently did what he did to Tory in jail, it's like, what makes you think that that can't happen to Vlad?
That's what I'm saying. So like, I think Vlad, either something has had to happen for him to release this. Like something was said, something was done, or they're coming from him. And this was like his security. Like if something happens to me, it's because I released this information or something was going to happen.
Well, he released it.
That's my train of thought. That would be my only reason, like why he would release this.
There's a follow-up tweet where he's actually engaging with a random person, and he pretty much said that Rock Nation has stopped paying him, and he actually uses regularly Rock Nation security to wherever he goes. So look for that one.
I'm gonna just read the quick tweets that's here from Zell. It says it's over for Jay-Z. I keep saying he'll be the guy arrested from the Epstein file, the fall guy. And DJ Vlad said it's deeper than that. Jay-Z is Epstein.
Oh shit.
And Vlad, stop clout chasing, dude. If it's true that Jay-Z paid you, then you know you can't possibly be the only blogger he paid. So considering everything you just said, why didn't you name the other bloggers who Jay supposedly paid? DJ Vlad said every blogger's on Jay-Z's payroll and we all got paid with Bitcoin. Now the price has dropped and you see a lot of us turning on him.
He said, again, like my thing with this just seems like, I don't know. Like, did Vlad come out in a video and say this, or he just tweeted this?
He just tweeted this. And then it says, it started with $10K a month during the trial. It went up to $50K a month. All payments were in Bitcoin, so they couldn't be traced. Damn. And then somebody wrote, damn, Vlad, we said out there, Jay-Z could have your security on payroll. He said, DJ Vlad said, I always use Rock Nation security. I might need to get my own. They said, if they've been paying you, does that mean they stopped paying you? He said, correct. The last check bounced.
So that I don't know if I believe he paid Trump, but Doomsday asked, do we believe that Jay-Z paid Trump? I don't know. See, a lot of this, again, as far-fetched as it seems, it's not impossible, right? Because, Tory's father during the trial was screaming, Rock Nation, Rock Nation, Rock Nation, Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? And again, I think we talked about it a while back that his one of his partners, the chick, wasn't she an ex-informant for the FBI or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So again, to be entrenched, especially when you have that type of money, and then it's not impossible, but again, Jay-Z's name is getting tossed around for everything now. Next thing they're gonna say he killed JFK. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you. Like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, you feel like it's kind of like clout chasing with everybody bringing up Jay. But at the same time, the same way I feel like with Diddy, like before Diddy, everything that happened with Diddy, like how his name was always brought up, but there was never any facts. I feel like the same thing is happening with Jay. Not saying everything that is coming out is true and, you have to believe everything, but there's certain things that I feel like there has to be some truth in it. Because Tory and Megan's case never made any fucking sense. Never made any sense. Like, there's not one part that I can sit there and comprehend and follow and be like, yeah, this man was 100% guilty. There was always something weird, something off. And I wouldn't say that I feel like Jay-Z went and paid off Trump and stuff like that, but like to get jurors and a judge, like that's not far gone for him to do, Or that's a quick search to see where the case was to bribe these people. And I mean, it was already known that everybody was coming after Tory. It was like big.
but at the same time, I asked you guys a question. I guess hindsight is 2020, but the way things turned out, was Meg worth it?
No.
What, just doing all that for her?
Yeah, because like I mean, essentially, I don't know if they told her to get low, and then now she's all booed up with Klay Thompson. But again, like I think essentially her career is over.
I don't think it was worth it.
If I'm guessing in the sense that he was building Megan up to bring Nicki down, in the sense, because after a certain time period, it was kind of like Young Money versus Rock Nation for a while. He didn't have a Nicki, he needed a Nicki. So, and when he got Megan, it was like to build her up so high. But again, she's lyrically better than Cardi, but all you making is stop music. You're not making anything worth like
Yeah, but she's not. She's like. I mean, I'm not comparing who he should have or should have not done this for. But my thing is, it's like she's not Rihanna. Like, why would Rock Nation do all of this just to save this one particular artist? Which I think they knew she had a shelf life. I can't see. I guess in the moment, you save your artist, but in the end, to go through all of this and pay all of these people off and go through all these elaborate measures just to hide something that never happened and
That's
keep
what I'm
this.
saying. It was all about whatever Tory knows or whatever Tory did, and you cannot convince me that that has nothing to do with that. Especially because again, I've seen a million. I don't want to say a million, but I've seen a lot of people's gunshot wounds. Her feet are healed. There's not even scars on her feet anymore.
But also too, not to, I just thought about something. But also, hey, what's up? I just thought about something. Damn, I forgot it. But
No, wait, hold on. Let me read it. Let me read. Doomsday. He asked, "Do you agree that the great claims must come with great evidence? Where's the evidence to support the claim? It's easier to lie to someone than convince them they're being lied to. Think about it." Well, let me speak about just everything in general. What Vlad is insinuating is that Jay-Z is a very, very powerful man. Obviously, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. No, I don't believe he paid Trump.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need Jay-Z's. You don't need to pay Trump, and he don't have that leverage to even make that type of influence. I do think there's sprinkled truths in this. I think the claims are a little bit outrageous. But I believe there's sprinkled truths in this thing. I'm sure Vlad will come out and say that his account was hacked, but I wouldn't be surprised that that whoever hacked this account put this out there to start the official downfall of Jay-Z, to get this thing planted in people's minds that this is exactly what Jay-Z is doing. Whether he did this or not, I'll wait for the evidence. But I truly believe that this will be the downfall or the beginning of the painted downfall of Jay-Z.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he could absolutely be the fall guy for that. He could be the fall guy or the face of the downfall behind the Epstein. They could easily attach his name to this and make him be the guy. Like we spoke about this much a lot. Like the way that these people rise up and then they're brought down by claims that are true or not. It happens all the time.
Can I give you a great analogy of something though? Casino, right? You see Casino, right?
Yeah, I did.
You see what they did to Tommy, right?
Yeah,
and how they protected,
right?
and how they protected Ace. In this case, I think Diddy was Tommy and Jay is Ace. He's way too insulated. He make them people way too much money. Like, and I don't think it's anything corrupt. I just think that again, at some point, once you get that big, like they tried it with the cases of him being with underage girls. Where did that go? They said he was at the Diddy parties. Where did that go? I'm like, it's just like they throwing Jay name associated with everything, and none of it has stuck. So it's just like, why would we seem to think it would stick now? The only thing that's what I was thinking about earlier. The only curveball to the conspiracy, if you want to add any spice to it, is that remember we talked about a while back the whole idea of what Tory did and was probably kind of trying to do his own thing and walk away. But even still, why destroy him for Megan? Like again, it don't make any sense.
It has to be something tied in with that story because it just comes up way too often. Like
mean,
something's off. I'm not saying that he's in everything. Like I'm not gonna hold you when it comes to the MC files. Like just because we see Epstein taking pictures with celebrities doesn't mean they all were involved in some shit. Because it's like if I go and I fucking take a picture with somebody from NSYNC doesn't make me a band member. Like it didn't mean nothing. It just means I was there at the time.
We all know that, but we all know that just the picture alone or the assumption.
That's what I'm saying. Like
what that plants in the minds of people of the masses that are going to believe.
But it needs to be more evidence on it because I was looking through the Epstein file and most of it is just pictures of offices and like it's not nothing like concrete. Like boom, like look at this. Besides Epstein himself, like it wasn't no celebrities doing anything. It's like them at a yacht party, but you don't see young kids running around. Like you don't see nothing. That's like damn Oprah was doing that shit or fucking Princess of Wales was doing that shit. Like you don't see none of that. So it's like.
But not to mention the circles that Jay-Z runs in, I wouldn't be surprised behind and secret dungeons at them parties, stuff like that is going on. He's just not there for that.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, how they said, like, the Diddy parties, how you had the main party and then you had the other party. Like, just because I was at one party don't mean I was at the next. So don't pin that the after hour party on me because that got nothing to do with me.
Like I said, I just think that it seems like everybody hates Jay-Z right now. Like, they've been trying to throw stuff at Jay for the longest. And as much as I don't agree with everything and, with Jay, I respect him, but he's way too smart. And here's the thing: I'll give some credence where it's like some of the people that people say that he's associated with Roc Nation, they have questionable ties. They weren't like always business people and grew up in the industry. They were, they were tied in the streets and they got a checkered past before they got associated with Roc Nation. But nonetheless, they have a legitimate company, and we all know that how that world works. But I'm just saying, like at this point of the game, like why Jay-Z? Like what I'm saying?
Well, why Prince? Why Michael?
Why it's just like
This happens to the big names. And look, I'll speak to Doomsday's comment. He said that Jay-Z's too big to fail. I hope you're right, but I do absolutely think nobody is bigger than the program. When it's time,
but Jay's not trying to be bigger than the program. Jay's playing ball. So he's not ruffling no feathers. He's playing the game the right way.
He's a sucker. When it's time,
but when you're at the top, there's only one way for you to go after that.
But nobody hates Jay. Well, I mean, some people hate Jay-Z, but I don't feel like he had the reputation that Diddy had, which says something else too. Like You
Or
know?
could just show you how PV he's been about everything. So it's
You said what?
like how private he's been about everything, or how he doesn't play like Diddy could be, behind the curtains, but Jay is like up in the box hiding somewhere. Like he's not trying to. He's not stupid like Diddy. I feel like.
No, but
He's
Diddy
not,
thought he was bigger than the program. That's
yeah,
the
but that's what
problem.
I'm saying. But Diddy, I'm not like Diddy really popped his shit more than anything. Jay don't do that type of activities. Like he's not really out there like Diddy was. Diddy was always gonna get caught though. Like that was inevitable. Like that was gonna finna happen forever. We just didn't think it was gonna happen the way that it did.
No, I think if he would have just shut up and
If that's what I'm saying, if he was doing what he was doing and he was keeping it quiet or not doing the shit that he was doing to the females and Cassie and all that, we would have never known, and we would have still been like Diddy. But I feel like Jay is more controlled in that. Like he's not stupid.
Listen, I agree with you, Marsha. I do believe he's well insulated. He's smart. He's very smart. But that doesn't stop anybody from doing dirt on his name. Well, even if it's not true, I give Jay-Z grace. The only reason none of this stuff isn't sticking, because a lot of this stuff, I mean, most of it is probably fake, obviously, is because he's not bucking the system. He's not opening his mouth. He's playing ball. He's a good puppet. This is the only reason why this
I
is
would
not
say
sticking.
puppet, but
He's absolutely a puppet. He's in these rooms. He's playing ball and he's smart. He's getting what he can from it, and he's trying to leave unscathed. And I hope he does, because as I said, Prince, Mike, all these people were thrown dirt on, and it stuck, and eventually, they passed.
yeah, but the difference between Jay and all of those people is that Jay don't really speak out openly as much as they do. He might pop out every once in a while and then he tuck his tail. You know what I'm saying? But he don't really.
We even see him do anything like for
Who's that?
That's it.
Yo, what's good, buddy?
He just popped up funny.
Yeah, like
turn on the lights in the Britain. You know what I'm saying?
My fault. I was just hearing what y'all was talking about.
Hey, so what you think?
Man, absolutely. Jay's a puppet.
Oh my
That's
God.
number one. Number two, Jay was in that files with one of the worst pedophiles there is, and that's Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
So
they were together. Oprah is one of the worst as well too.
She's not a pedo. PDFL though.
She just provided the kids to these pedos though. That's what.
Yo, we gotta be careful now because we on YouTube. What we saying? So,
bro, just let him cook. Go ahead.
So I mean, Chris, you can edit this if you want.
Yeah, I can bleep it. I can bleep it.
Definitely bleep it out if you want. But
I want you to come for you.
You know what I'm thinking, bro. But what I've said and what I posted, I should be on the list already.
Yeah,
right. So, anyways, all these people that are on that list, Harvey Weinstein, Oprah's fucking spiritual healer, who got 99 years for all these rape accusations that he's done. Who do you think provided that? That was Oprah's right hand person when she needed to heal, quote unquote. Now we got the Jay-Z document where Harvey Weinstein is actually in a room with Jay-Z and Pusha T while he has his fingers inside a young female. I know he's getting vulgar, but this is what's on the documents. This is stated.
It's written.
So it's written. It's stated. The girls came out with some statements, and it's there.
Yeah, I mean it's written, but it's not that it cannot be true. Like there's a chance that it might not be true.
Well,
he gets.
And on top of that,
you giving the pass to Jay-Z because his name is Jay-Z.
It's not the pass, bro. It's like it's not the
pass. Get passes.
Here's the thing.
Passes.
Beyonce
was also if I'm not mistaken, Beyonce was also a part of this as well too.
So hold on. Hey, let me ask you a real question. You don't seriously think all of these people that you're name dropping are really associated in the ring that creates the environment for these things to happen? You don't really think that, right?
Folks.
well, Jay-Z was in the
what you said, Marie?
No, keep going, man.
Jay-Z was in the Epstein Island when he was doing Fiesta.
Oh,
Fiesta. Now, whose island you think that was?
I don't know if that's true.
Come on, bro. Let's keep it a buck, bro.
I don't know if that's
true. He was definitely associated. He was definitely there.
But that could just mean that he was doing business with him, but that doesn't really show him indulging in pedophile behavior. You know what I mean? Like,
first of all, he was with Ashanti. Wait, not Ashanti. Aaliyah. When she was like what, 15?
No,
that's what I was gonna say.
No, he wasn't.
That was R. Kelly.
That was everything.
One mic. Right. She was underage. She was definitely underage.
Exactly.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was. And then he went to Beyonce, who was just 1 year older than Aaliyah was. And from what I've read and from all the observing that I've done and all the readings and videos that I've watched, Beyonce was also a victim to this because if I'm not mistaken, she gave up several kids for this whole satanic bullshit, bro.
Oh my God.
I don't think it was satanic. You might.
Yo, you're bugging, bro. Like,
you know what's funny? The fact that you think it doesn't go this deep. That's what I think is funny. The fact that you think it's not this deep.
I'm not saying that it's not this deep, but I'm just saying that the people that you're naming, I just don't think that they participate in that type of behavior. I'm not saying that the people that they're associated with don't behave that way, but I don't necessarily see, these are the people that they're in business with. Like, there's some depraved people out there. I don't deny that, but I don't associate these people with those, as far as what they're doing.
So just because
that's a stretch.
So because Jay-Z is one of the best lyricists of our time, you don't believe he's gone through any of this, right? When in reality, this when in reality the stats and all the records state that he's part of this, dude.
No, they don't. It's not.
Bro, he was with Aaliyah. He was with
He wasn't with
Beyonce.
Aaliyah, bro. He wasn't with Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was 17 and he was 26 when they were dating.
Thank you.
Wait, who was dating? Jay-Z?
Yeah, he had it was very little. It wasn't that big, but it was a very little relationship that they had before she started with Damon Dash.
Yep, she was 16
Well,
today, actually.
and to quote Doomsday, Aaliyah went from R. Kelly to Dame Dash, but you forgot Jay-Z. From R. Kelly,
Yeah.
it was a bounce between
It was
Jay-Z
it was
and
like
Dame.
the shortest relationship. It wasn't
Dame
nothing.
ended up dating her for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why the whole like them dropping off is like she was real.
That's where the beef started for them.
Exactly.
Because he saw he was associating himself with R. Kelly. He didn't like that.
That's why that lady,
They broke
what's
up
her
after
name? Something
Aaliyah
white.
died, bro.
That lady white that she's always she's
Rockefeller
always
broke up after Aaliyah died. So
But the cracks were already in the foundation.
yeah, but so what? I mean, you can't say that that's the reason why Rockefeller broke up.
Jay-Z did the best of both worlds with R. Kelly. He's like, what's the song? Guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. Like, it's a weird song if you think about it in hindsight.
The greatest. What did R. Kelly say? They coming for my life, man.
Yeah, nah. Again, I think it's a stretch and a reach to say that just because. So that means that he was down with R. Kelly too.
Yeah.
No, it
R.
doesn't.
R. Kelly was the fall guy, bro.
Oh my God.
R. Kelly was the fall guy, so everybody could just be free for the moment. But guess what? It all came back down together once these files came out. Everybody's fucking name pops up. Everybody, not just Jay-Z.
So hold on. So that means Trump is guilty then too, right?
Bro, everybody that's on that list has something to say. Like
I'm
they
just
really
asking.
have.
So Trump is guilty then too.
Well, it doesn't necessarily say that he had fingers
No,
inside little
shut up.
girls'
Yeah,
names.
see, no, okay,
He
that's what I
does.
thought.
Don't do
But
that.
he's on the
His
files.
name
He's on
is
the files.
listed more than anybody else's name is listed.
But
You
what
know that
It's
that
actually Bill
motherfuckers do
Clinton.
that.
It's actually Bill Clinton.
What A is saying is that you guys are being so partial to Jay-Z that it's
No,
out of
we're
this
not.
realm. Hold on.
Yeah.
You're trying to act like it's so out of this realm for these people to be honest. If you got to paint everybody in the with the same brush. I get it. If Trump's in that, he's a creep. He's absolutely. We're not defending Trump or none of that. But if Jay-Z's there too, you got to have that suspicion of him
Right,
too.
Doomsday.
That's what I'm saying. Like, other than it being statements that was written, it still doesn't tell us anything. It doesn't say anything about
Emily,
him.
you said it just before. You said just because you were in photos, there wasn't any incriminating crucial evidence that painted them in that light. So we gotta follow that all around the board.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Trump. We know Trump being from other situations, but this is why partially because at the end of the day, I really think Trump was never gonna let this get out if there was some damning evidence in it. Them writing his name on a piece of paper and saying what he did is not evidence. It's still speculation because anybody can write something down and say that.
Trump's just a small fry. He's a small fry in that shit.
No,
It's
he's not.
it's not even about him. It's about what they.
And me not even liking him, me saying like they've been trying to take Trump down for years. No matter what he did, if it's true, if it's not, they've been trying to take him down for years, and I feel like that's exactly what's going on with Jay. Whether he did it or he didn't do it, they still trying to take him down.
No, but the difference between him and Jay, this is the thing with Jay. Like again, like I said to you earlier, nothing has stuck with Jay. There's nothing to suggest that any of the things that people assert about him are remotely true.
Really quick, it's the same thing that's been going on with Donald Trump. For years, they've been saying years they've been saying he's been doing shit like this. When did it ever stick? When did you ever see him go to jail to do that?
Oh no, but hold on. He didn't just because hold on. You do know that he is he's found liable for SA, right? Which means that obviously there's something there, right?
Yeah, same thing with Jay. He's
a
known to date underage
felon.
girl.
Was it true though? Because by that measure, Jay-Z was also accused of that same thing. Does that mean?
But he didn't have to pay no money. He was never found liable in any way
because he didn't leave the person that he was
or civilly.
Jay got a whole lot of problems right now as well too, because he's on the Epstein files, but DJ Vlad just dropped a whole.
No, but that's what we talking about. That's what we talking about.
This dude's head, bro.
And you believe that though?
Do I believe it? Do I think that Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot? Hell, fucking no.
We already all agree on that one.
No, but that's
what
he
who do you think hired the lawyers? Who do you think paid the judge out for Tory Lanez to go to jail?
So why did he do all of that just to protect Megan?
That's his artist.
But that's what we've been saying. There's something bigger that we do not know because again, it's not making any sense. It would be stupid for him to do this just to make her a bigger artist or a better artist or whatever kind of fucking artist. There's something more that we don't see.
This is just sleight of hand. There's always something bigger to distract us from what's really going on. Let's talk about how Tory broke the system and made $1 million in 1 minute when he put out his NFT. How about he didn't want to play ball with Rock? He didn't want to play ball with Rock Nation. He refused to take their deal, and months later, this shit happens. They send the psyop, Megan Thee Stallion. He goes to a party, and his life is ruined right after that. He clearly felt confident enough to not speak on himself on the stand, which I think was wrong. But don't you think a man that doesn't want to even speak on it? Don't you think he's innocent? Don't you feel like he's innocent if he's not doing that? Like there's something bigger. I don't know. Listen, I love Reasonable Doubt more than the next person, but I don't worship any of these people as men or humans. They just make good music, but behind the scenes they could be absolutely pieces of shit. So I'm not gonna even give them that praise. I'll just say we'll wait till there's evidence. We all know that. We're not speaking matter of factly. We're speaking on what's being put out there. We're not. This is alleged stuff.
That's why I'm saying there's literally have been nothing that has stuck to Jay-Z.
But that's what I'm saying. This is the beginning of the downfall of Jay-Z. They're throwing darts at him.
They said this before. When Diddy was going through it, and it didn't happen.
But you know what? Diddy was also a fall guy as well too.
Not to
Diddy's
mention
in
he
jail.
went. Hold on. Not to mention that Jay-Z went on to produce not one but two of the most recent controversial Super Bowl halftime shows. After all of the stuff that they remember, after the lawsuits that supposedly he was like, yeah. So if I did all of that, then why don't y'all just why y'all coming for my money? Why y'all not trying to put me in jail? It was crickets after that.
Maybe it's because he's trying.
Oh, then
Maybe he's
then
ruffling feathers doing that.
no, but again, like he said, and we even talked about this. If he is that guy that y'all talking about, why sue him? Why not pursue criminal charges?
I mean, it's coming, bro. Well, I
Because
think
Prove
it's
it.
coming.
these are all just
And for
darts.
what?
These are all darts. You act like people get thrown darts at all the time, and it's not true. We're just saying that they're throwing darts at him. They're coming for him.
Yeah,
This
they
is the
are coming
beginning.
from. This
Who's
is just the
they?
beginning.
Why you
Who
act like
else
you don't know
is
they? Why you act like you
the
don't know they?
biggest power?
We talk about they every week. Now you
The reason why I say who's
The
they,
puppet
the
hand.
reason why I say
Yeah,
the reason why I
in it
say who is
today.
they, the reason why I say who
Come
is they is
on.
because they are the same people that allow him to just let Bad Bunny perform
That's why I think
that
they're coming for him.
performance.
Because you're going out of bounds trying to spread unity. That's why they're coming after him. That's what I think.
Oh my God.
This is him. This is him bucking the system, like we just said. Marsh, I love Reasonable Doubt, but this is not that serious.
Nah.
we love public service announcements. We love all that shit.
Jay's the H.
Nobody's
Rothstein of the
nobody's
rap
above this
game.
nasty shit.
They will never get rid of him.
And what if they do? They got rid of Mike and Prince.
Yeah,
Wait,
look at that. Let's talk about Mike. You want to talk
Yeah.
about Mike? Mike
Oh
was
my
also stated on the
So Mike
files,
did all
but
of that
little
stuff
did
that
we
y'all saying
know.
about that he was doing.
Hold on. Little did we know, Mike was just trying to save the kids
Yeah.
Oh
by
my
taking to
God.
him to his
Yo, hey,
ranch.
come on, don't do
Supposedly.
me like that, man. You
You
can't
went
just
from
Come
the
blame
on,
Kid
beginning.
Reed.
you gonna turn on Mike
So now all
Jack
of a
again,
sudden, Neverland, you telling me Neverland was an orphanage to save kids from Epstein? You really believe
bro?
that?
Mike,
You don't
bro,
believe that. Bro, you do not
Mike
believe
Jackson was
that.
about to
You are too
he was
smart of a
about to
dude to believe
expose
something
all
like
of
that,
them.
bro.
Why is that so
You know what,
far-fetched?
bro?
You believe a lot of
Are you
far-fetched shit. You can't
serious?
believe that?
Years before we even heard about Epstein, they were saying he was doing some strange to them little kids. Now all
But
of
you
a
don't
sudden,
think
years later, when it turns out Michael didn't even do it. He was protecting them. Come
exactly?
on, bro.
But those
Like,
kids
are
You
you
don't think that
serious?
that was a whole gimmick to get him in trouble, to
Come
get him in
on,
jail?
bro.
Bro, he was the first one to say free Palestine, bro. Michael Jackson was the first one to say free Palestine. He was the first person to say these Jews are, I mean, these certain type of people are really trying to come against us. That's what he was trying to say. And I'm not saying just those people, but specifically the people that was controlling the music game. Those evil people that was really controlling the music game was trying to come after him because they didn't like what he was promoting. They didn't like what he was saying. They didn't like the way he was being
Michael
rebellious. They
Jackson.
didn't like Michael
Oh
Jackson.
wow,
Bro, you
you
don't remember?
actually
They don't care about what they say about us. What
What
do you think
about
that was for?
change the world, make it a better place, black or white? Like Mike has always been kind of controversial,
And
and they allowed it because they know that it would sell records.
No, he had a
actually,
message
they
in his
didn't allow
records.
it.
That's
They
why.
didn't allow it.
Yo,
they
bro,
didn't
who
like
make the
that. They
records?
didn't like that. They don't
They ain't
like
like
that
that, bro.
stuff.
That's why they took him down, bro. He was the first, like I said, he was the first person saying free Palestine, bro.
Why do you think they were trying to
They
stop him
took him
from
out.
buying Sony? He wanted to buy Sony. If
No,
I'm not
he
mistaken,
did buy Sony.
No,
he bought
no,
Sony.
no, no,
He
no.
bought Major
Basically, he
He
owned
Channel.
the
he
Beatles
was
catalog.
Beatles
Let's speak
catalog,
facts. He owned the
and he
Beatles
was
catalog,
Beatles
he
kept
and
the
was.
lights on. You know
yeah,
how
it
much
did.
money.
I feel like checking this real quick.
Hold on,
Marie,
I
can you
got it.
check this?
What's up?
If Michael Jackson owned a part of Sony, or was he a owner of Sony?
He
Yeah,
owned the
Marie, look
Beatles
it up.
catalog.
He
A
All right,
owned the
give
Beatles
me a
Beatles
catalog
second.
catalog.
is
He
everything
did
at
own the
that
Beatles.
time. That's like kept the
He
lights
owned
on in Sony.
Paul McCartney, to be specific.
Word. He did a song with him and he went behind his back to go buy it at auction.
Well,
Oh, I'm
no,
just reading Doomsday's
Yeah,
comment.
let me
It said
read
Jay-Z.
let me
All
read
right.
this shit. He's going crazy. Go ahead. You
Cool.
got
Okay.
something, Marie?
Oh, I was just gonna read. Michael Jackson did not own Sony Corporation
told you.
but from 1995 to 2016, he owned 50% of Sony slash
Thank
ATV
you.
Music
What?
Publishing.
There you go.
It's
The
There you
crazy.
publishing.
go.
Keyword
That's a
There you
lot of
go.
publishing.
money. That's a lot.
That's publishing. People publishing their music. That you might as well
That's
say
the
you own
Beatles
Sony.
catalog. Their publishing is worth $gazillion.
Exactly. That's a big.
50%?
That means you own
Yeah, bro.
50% is a lot, bro.
50%. You pretty much
Let me
you're
read the comments.
majority owner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Doomsday is going crazy. Thank you, Doomsday, for your participation. So I'll start from here. It says, Tory already admitted he did it on a jail phone call, which is true. I don't know to what extent. He said Jay is too big to fail. I disagree. Nobody's bigger than the program. We spoke about that. He's a black man from Brooklyn. He ate on that funny eyes wide shut type shit because he rich people are haters. He don't have dirt on him. If he did, they would use it already, right or wrong. All people have these accusations with no evidence. That's hate and jealousy. Can you prove it? Or is it just wishful thinking? Bro, you didn't read the files yet and gives an opinion. Your man's just crazy. I think he's talking about A. Please read where Jay-Z was in the files. The only list is the flight list. That's wrong, bro. He said it's not written. Jay-Z was there when she woke up, and she said when it happened, Jay-Z wasn't there. He said your boy ruined the pod. He sounds like TMZ. Bro,
This is all good reviews, by the way.
yeah, I love it. Bro, Aaliyah went from R. Kelly to Dame Dash. We spoke about that. It was Jay-Z was in the middle of that. He said, your man is invalid. Hit me up on the next one. I'm good. I'll catch you on YouTube, though. Get money. Stay blessed, y'all. But he's still there after. I appreciate it.
Of course.
She's dead wrong. What?
Yo, Doomsday, pull up.
I think she's talking about
Who's this?
Marie. She said she's dead wrong. What? Y'all just saying shit at this point. Only person is, I think he's talking about Marsh. Only person using critical thinking. No, he's just a Jay Z fan. It didn't say Jay Z had. It didn't say Jay Z had his fingers in anything. What
I don't
statement?
know. Harvey
Quote the state.
Weinstein.